Dear students, I hope all of you are fine and safe. Welcome to the second section of our English class based on Unit 2 named as The Frames and the Lesson 1 Project Tiger, which is a memoir written by Satyajit Ray. Before getting into the second session of the lesson, let us have a recollection of the first 4 paragraphs. As we have already discussed, it is a memoir written by Satyajit Ray. In the first sentence, Satyajit Ray speaks, Hollywood is famous for making movies with the help of animals in them. As an example, he speaks of some of the movies he had watched in his childhood, and he recollects the animal's name as Rin Tin Tin, then Lassie, etc. In the second paragraph, he says, these animal actors were treated reverently by the people, and they were paid huge money as real stars. Then he speaks about what is a stand-in. Stand-in is a person who performs the actions of a real hero. As an example, he presents a dwarf who was wearing a dog's skin, acting as a stand-in for the real large dog. And dear students, in today's class, we will deal with the second section, that is from paragraph number 5 to 8. Before getting into the discussion, let me read those paragraphs. You can listen my reading. You need not open your textbook. Please keep your textbook as closed.
Every animal in a Hollywood film is well trained. It is not difficult to train a horse or a dog. But have you ever heard of trained ravens? Not just 1 or 2, but nearly 100 of them. Even this was made possible in Hollywood, when the creator of some of the best suspense films in the history of cinema, Alfred Hitchcock, decided to make a film called Birds. In the story, birds from all over the world start attacking humans. Hitchcock needed a variety of birds, but what was required in the largest number was ravens. Notices were placed in the press all over the United States, asking people to contact the filmmaker if they knew how to get hold of trained ravens. Someone replied within a few days. He was asked to bring his birds, and he arrived with almost 100 trained ravens. Admittedly, their training had not gone very bad. That is to say, they could not do anything that might be seen as extraordinary. But if as many as 50 ravens are told to perch quietly in a row on a specified spot, and if they obey this command instantly, isn't that pretty impressive? Needless to say, in our own country, it is not at all easy to find trained animals, although some films have been made in Bombay and Madras that involved working with elephants, horses, and tigers. Their performance did suggest that they were used to obeying commands. In Bengal, it is sometimes possible to find clever dogs, particularly police dogs, which are quite intelligent. If one is prepared to be patient, it is not altogether impossible to get good performances out of them, as he managed to do with Bhulo in Padhar Panchali. Yet, a dog might be difficult, not impossible to handle. What was one supposed to do if there was need for a tiger in a film? We had to deal with this problem too when we were shooting Gopi Gain Baga Bain. In the film, Gopi, who is banished by the king, wanders in the forest, meets Baga, who is also been banished. They see a tiger and freeze, but the tiger simply walks about in the forest without paying them the slightest attention.
Dear students, before analyzing the second session, please open your textbook, take page number 45 and go through the paragraphs from 5 to 8. Now let us analyze those paragraphs beginning with the fifth paragraph. Every animal in Hollywood
Is well trained.
It is not difficult to make movies with the help of trained dogs and horse. But in the fifth paragraph, Satyajit Ray tells, can you imagine making a movie with the help of trained birds? Even then, it was possible in Hollywood. As an example, Satyajit Ray presents the famous director Alfred Joseph Hitchcock's movie Birds. Now let us watch a scene from the movie Birds. Through this scene we can understand how it was very difficult for Hitchcock to make a movie with the help of hundreds of ravens.
Sir Alfred Joseph Hitchcock was an English film director, producer, and screenwriter. He is one of the most influential and extensively studied filmmakers in the history of cinema, known as the Master of Suspense.
Have you watched the video? Yes, it is quite interesting, isn't it? Understand how much pain might have been taken by Alfred Hitchcock shooting the movie with the help of trained ravens, that also in large numbers.
Ravens. Its noun. A large, heavily built crow with mainly black plumage, feeding chiefly on carrion.
In the same paragraph, he says he posted notices all over United States requesting anybody has trained ravens with them. A sample notice is given here. Go through the notice. It's a sample. After watching or reading the notice, you can prepare a notice of your own, because it may ask for your examination.
Dear students, based on the fifth paragraph, there are two textual questions. Question number 3. What were the difficulties Alfred Hitchcock had to face while making the film Birds? You can find out the answer from the fifth paragraph. I shall give you a sample answer. Alfred Hitchcock wanted birds as actors, but he faced difficulty in getting trained ravens as actors. Fourth question. How did Hitchcock manage to get a large number of ravens for his film? The answer is, to get a large number of ravens, he gave an advertisement in the newspapers all over the United States.
After noticing the notice placed all over the United States, someone contacted Alfred Hitchcock because he had around hundreds of trained ravens. They were quite following the commands given by the trainer, and Satyajit Ray says it was pretty impressive. That helped him to make the movie Birds. There are 3 new words in the 6th paragraph.
Perch, which is a noun, an object on which a bird alights or roosts, typically a branch or horizontal bar. Instantly, it is an adverb, means at once or immediately.
Pretty. Pretty.
Understand how the word is pronounced. It is pretty, not pretty.
Based on paragraph number 6, there is a textual based question. What is described as pretty impressive? The probable answer is, to watch 50 ravens perching quietly in a row on a specified spot, and all of them obeyed the commands of the trainer, was pretty impressive.
In 7th paragraph, Ray says that it is possible in Hollywood, but in our country, India, it was not so easy to make movies with the help of trained animals, because in our country there were insufficient trained animals. Even then, he says some of the movies made in Bombay and Madras had animals, trained animals acted in them. Some of the movies where the animals acted in India, you can watch it now.
Ganesh, நில்லு. ஐயோ, நில்லு. కుక్క మోసుకొస్తుంది, మీరు మోసుకొస్తారా? పోనీ అలా కానివ్వండి, మోసుకురండి. కూలి 10 రూపాయలే ఇస్తాను.
రే మల్లయ్య పొలయ్య రండ్రా రండ్రా. ఈ ఏరియా మొత్తం మీద నోరున్నోళ్ళే మేమంటే భయపడతారు. నోరు లేదు మీకు, ఎంత పొగరా? రే మల్లయ్య అటు సరి కొట్టండ్రా.
Again he says, in Bengal there were some movies made with the help of trained dogs, and police dogs were also used in the movies made in Bengal in those times. Finally, in the 7th paragraph, Ray speaks about an example how he made use of Bhulo the dog acting in his own movie Padhar Panchali. Let us have a visual about the dog Bhulo and his acting in Padhar Panchali. In 8th paragraph, Satyajit Ray sum up the discussion that we can make movies in Hollywood with the help of trained animals, but in India it was a little bit difficult. Even then, think of if you want to make a movie with the help of a tiger, can it be possible? Satyajit Ray had to face such a situation in making his movie,
Gopi Gain Baga Bain.
where Gopi and
Baga.
banished people, banished means driven as a punishment from a country, they accidentally meet a tiger in the forest. Actually, Satyajit Ray begins his memoir from here. Until then, he was making a discussion, and from here we will watch a scene from the movie
Gopi Gain Baga Bain.
ষষ্ঠ সুর, তৃতীয় সুর, ষষ্ঠ সুর। গোপী চলল বহুদূর, বহুদূর। কোথায় চললি রে? চলি 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 পথের যে নাই শেষ। গোপী আছে দেশ, কেবল আছে ভাবনা ভাবনা। সন্ধ্যা হইলে বন বাদারে, বাঘে যদি ধরে, গোপী যদি মরে। ও বাবা, কেউ ধরে গেছে গো। যা আপনাকে ফিরে যা। যা যা। Hey, Bob! Chop! Chop! Khota! Khota! Din tak, tak din tak, din tak, tak din tak. Dole! তোমার ঢোল যে জল পরে ফুলে ঢোল হয়ে গেছে গো।
কি নাম তোমার?
আমার নাম?
তোমার নাম তো কার?
আমার নাম শ্রী গোপীনাথ গাইন।
নিবাস?
আমলকি। তোমার?
ভর্তুকি।
তো তুমি এখানে যে?
তারাই দেশে গাধা পেটে তুলে দূরে করে দিয়েছে। চলে গেল বোধহয়।
না, যাইনি। बाघा बाघा
Banish. It's a verb which means send someone away from a country or place as an official punishment. There are two textual questions based on paragraph number 8. Question number 6. Identify the main topic of the article from paragraph 8. Shooting the movie Gopi Gain Baga Bain using tiger. The 7th question. What other details are given about the topic in the paragraph? The tiger simply walks about in the forest. The heroes get frightened on seeing the tiger. Dear students, now we have an activity based on our textbook. It is activity number 3 on page number 51. Read the sentences taken from the article. Alfred Hitchcock decided to make a film called Birds. In the story, birds from all over the world start attacking humans. Hitchcock needed a variety of birds, but what was required in large number was ravens. Notices were placed in the press all over the United States, asking people to contact the filmmaker. Now, you have to draft the likely notice that was published in the newspaper. Prepare the notice and send it to your concerned teachers of English. You can follow the sample notice given in the discussion section based on paragraph number 5.
The rest of the paragraphs in the next class. Thank you.